Okay guys, so in today's video we're going to be talking about Sunrun stock, a really the biggest residential player in the solar energy panel industry in the United States. So I've been following this stock for a while. This stock was kind of trending down quite a bit around like the $13 to $14 range back in 2019. And pretty much ever since the new year started, like January 1st, this thing's been on a tear. So we've gone from around $13 to $22 recently. And the company is reporting earnings on February 27th. So I just wanted to make a video about this company if you guys aren't familiar with it and kind of give you some more insight into what's going on here. So what is Sunrun? Well, Sunrun engages in the design and development, installation, sale, ownership, and maintenance of residential solar energy systems, guys. So this is kind of a brand new industry. This is kind of a new decade. In this decade, we're moving more from, let's say, I would say, gas-based energy to solar energy. So why is this an important company? Well, it says it sells solar service offerings and installs solar energy systems for homeowners through its direct to customer channel. So it's actually the largest residential solar panel firm in the United States. They have some really impressive numbers. They're the biggest so far. So I just wanted to kind of tell you guys about this company because I think it has a huge growth potential in the future, and it's currently only sitting at a market cap of $2.69 billion, and it's already kind of undervalued. If you take a look at the enterprise value, is almost $5 billion, and we're only sitting at a current market cap of $2.69 billion, and we have a lot of forward growth in the future. So before I get into it, guys, I just want to show you guys a bit of what I'm talking about. Let's just go right into the latest quarterly report. So this give you guys kind of this insight. So actually previously, guys, if you're looking to get this chart, you can find this chart on tradingview.com. This is the site that I like a lot more. I used to use Robinhood for a lot of my stock charts, but TradingView, it just provides so much more information. So I use that one now. And then for the information on the latest press release, you just go to investors.sunrun.com. So this is the latest earnings report. The next one's coming up on February 27th, but I'm just going to read from this one. So it says Sunrun, the nation's leading provider of residential solar storage and energy services. So millions are suffering through forced blackouts as wildfires burn around California. We need affordable, clean, reliable power more than ever. Sunrun has grown its customer base 24% from last year, with more than 270,000 homes embracing local clean energy. It says we expect to increase cash generation by 60% to $100 million this year, while investing in our leading customer acquisition capabilities and technology platform. So one of the amazing things about this company is that this is a very small company, so the market cap's under $2 billion. They're already buying back shares, and the total earning assets has increased to over 1.4 billion. So guys, this is another one of those companies. There's an old saying, I can't remember exactly who said it, but it says something like this: if you want to live with the masses, serve the classes, and if you want to live with the classes, serve the masses. So this is kind of the thinking what I'm looking at. This is like the biggest residential solar player, and we're going to see more and more houses in the future with solar panels on their roofs. So I'm going to give you guys a quick visualization of kind of what this looks like. As you can see here, we have basically most of the business that this company is currently doing is based in California, of course. So it doesn't work as well in kind of states, places where there's not a lot of sun exposure, but places like California, Arizona, Texas, Florida, these are ideal markets for solar panel installations. I wanted to show you guys this presentation really quickly. It does, before I go back to the results, but basically this does a really much better job of explaining solar. And like I said, guys, I'm kind of new to solar as well, but I know this is the future. So it's kind of this, I'm having the same thinking, when you guys are interested in Tesla when it comes to electric vehicles, that's the future. People are interested in cannabis stocks because legalized cannabis is the future. So I think you could profit a lot if you're thinking 2, 3, 5 years in advance, and you're kind of getting in on these industries now. You don't want to like get in on these stocks, like for instance, like people getting in on Apple stock and Google stock. Like they're still good investments, but 10 years ago, people weren't so sure about these companies, and now they're trillion-dollar companies. So one of the things I'm going to be doing with this channel is I'm really going to be looking 2, 5, 10 years ahead for you guys, so you guys can get in now on some of these companies that I think can become 200, 500, $1 trillion companies. And guys, you know, myself, I'm a millennial. You know, I'm 33 years old, so you know, a lot of these companies could potentially make us multimillionaires in the future. So when we're heading into our 40s, some of you guys, you heading into your 30s, you guys are in your early 20s or something like that, you'll be able to retire early off of some of these companies. So that's kind of what my MO is, but I digress. So let's just get into it. So guys, if you guys don't really understand what solar energy is, let's just quickly go into it. It's a really nice presentation on their site. So it says the time for solar is now. So basically, you know, really simple. Sunrun is growing its base of customers. So you guys take a look at their customer growth, ridiculous customer growth. And I've seen these similar type of charts when it comes to companies like Netflix. I call these kind of the slow, not slow, but like I would say high growth tech companies. So basically these companies that are using new technologies, and anytime you look at things like customers, for instance, for Netflix, you would look at subscribers. For this company, these companies, every year they just keep adding customers. And the reason they keep adding customers is because their marketing's good and their word of mouth is excellent, and these guys are leading their industry. So for instance, for Netflix, they are the leading digital streaming player in the world. Period. They're number one. So for Sunrun is number one in the United States. They are the biggest player. So they're going to have these charts. So as you can see here, just basically stair step right on up in terms of customer growth, 24% year over year. And then it says Sunrun is increasing market share and cash generation. So 107 megawatts deployed. So that's kind of like the total energy that the company is deploying into homes. Customer value, so they've calculated their customer value, total customer value, and then it's got 1,871 cumulative megawatts deployed. That's like the total number, and then it's covering customer costs and 1.4 billion net earning and assets. So guys, these are all kind of new numbers, and I'm going to be sharing more information about solar energy, but bear with me because I'm completely new to this industry as well. I don't know a lot about solar energy stocks, but I am very interested in Sunrun, and also I really like the name as well. I think it's very short. But you know, I've been looking at these investor reports, and I've been following kind of the quarterly statements, and as far as I'm concerned, as long as they're continuing to increase market share and they're getting more customers, I'm very interested. So I did open a position in this stock. I actually should have opened a position when it was around $13 or $14, but I did open a position in Fidelity. I'm going to show you guys a position I opened in just a second. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of show you guys a quick screenshot from my Fidelity account. So I didn't open a big position. I usually like to just dip my toe in, and I like to continuously add shares either every week or every month. So for this particular position, I'm at an average cost basis of $20.53, and I currently have 4 shares. So I like to not put more than 10% of my capital in any one position. I just think it's best just kind of to reduce portfolio volatility. So I think for my goal for this, for Sunrun, as long as it stays like within the 20s, I should probably add about 20 to 25 shares, possibly 30, something like that. But I'm going to keep adding to this because it could, you're looking at how it's run up so much in anticipation of earnings, it could move up to around maybe $25 to $30. So I'm going to try to you know, take some income that I'm getting and put some more shares into it. But I just wanted to show you guys where I'm starting at, around $20. That average cost basis will move up a bit as I continue to build into the position. So kind of just going back to the presentation, like I said here, guys, the really nice thing I like as well is that they have around a $32,400 customer value and the customer cost. So they're still profitable in terms of the total, I would say, net profit per watt. So that's kind of what this company, what we want them to do. We want them to basically keep the customer cost down and to produce as many watts as possible. And also another thing that's really good about Sunrun as well, for you guys that are kind of environmentally friendly, solar energy is good for the environment. We're all well aware of all of the negative effects that burning fossil fuels has caused on our environment. You know, it's caused a ton of problems. It's made our breathing air worse. It's destroying the oceans and things like that. So this is also a stock that you guys out there are eco-friendly, or you're into socially responsible investing. This is an interesting stock that you can add to your portfolio. And with such a small market cap of less than $3 billion, we have a lot of long-term growth potential into this company. So let's just go down. As you can see, they're continuing to improve costs. And one of the things I love about this is that, guys, you know, energy from the sun is basically free. So obviously they have to have expenses in order to produce these panels. They have to have expenses in order to keep, you know, them operating and stuff. But this isn't something where they have to, like, you know, dig into the earth and or drill and stuff like that. It's just from the sun. So this seems much more sustainable long term. And as you're seeing, a lot of the oil drilling stocks and things like that, you know, they're still going to do well. I'm not saying that we're going to be 100% dependent on solar energy. That's pretty ridiculous. But in a lot of the Western countries like the United States, more and more people are going to transition to solar energy. And as you can see earlier, this is a major shift. I mean, just in 2007, you know, the company barely had any customers. So now 270,000 customers and well over 300 million plus Americans. The opportunity for growth for this company is absolutely enormous. So I just want to talk about a few more things about the company. As you can see here, very good numbers. This is a really well run company that's in a brand new space. And another thing I like, of course, growing cash flow and long-term value. So this company is cash flow positive, so you don't have any of the problems that people have with stocks like Uber. They're burning through so much money and things like that. This company does maintain a positive cash flow, and they're continuously building up their cash balance. So they're well capitalized. They're not trying to grow too aggressively. And this is an industry where, you know, you're going to see some huge, enormous profits in the future. You know, just think of big companies out there like Netflix, Google, Amazon, Exxon. You know, these companies, when they're like the dominant player in their industry, they just grow to enormous market cap values. And Sunrun is the dominant player when it comes to residential solar power, guys. I mean, you guys want to invest in the States, invest in growing solar energy. This is the company you want to invest in. So let's just go down here a little bit more. I wanted to go back to this quarterly report because I thought the presentation did an excellent job of kind of explaining everything. But I wanted to also talk about this. So the company is already looking to return value to shareholders by doing a share buyback. So a share buyback is a great bullish signal. For you guys out there aren't familiar, basically when a company is buying back their shares, they're taking them off the market, which means that each share you own, now you own a greater percentage of the company. And it's just a great way for management to return value to shareholders. And they're repurchasing up to $50 million worth of stock. So let's just take a look at some of the shares outstanding and visualize what we're dealing with here. Okay, great. So one of the nice things I like about Sunrun is that it doesn't have some of the problems that you know, a company like, say, a Ford might have, where they've got billions and billions of shares outstanding. So it takes like so long to see any changes in the stock price, which is kind of one of the reasons I liquidated my Ford stock anyway. But what I like about Sunrun is that they only have about 117 million shares outstanding, and they're already looking to buy back stock, which means they think the stock price is currently undervalued. So that's awesome. A company like this, where they don't simply just flood the market with shares, you see explosive gains in stock price. That's kind of what you guys are seeing with Tesla. They just don't have that many shares outstanding compared to most you know, much bigger companies. So that's really a positive sign. And guys, I want to show you guys an interesting thing about market cap. So sometimes when we take a look at like stock prices, it can be kind of daunting because there's just, you know, you're looking at the price itself and it's like kind of, you know, hard to figure out where it's going to go. One of the things I've been doing recently to kind of eliminate noise in general is to take a look at a company's market cap. Because if you're looking at just the price, it's a little bit harder to visualize it, I think, because the price continuously, you know, it jumps back and forth, and it's got, you know, highs and lows, and there's a lot of emotional feelings behind stock prices. But so what you can also do is, there's a really nice feature on macrotrends.net, you guys take a look at market cap. So market cap is basically the number of shares outstanding times the stock price. But it's like a much clearer picture of where the company is actually going in the future. So as you can see here, we're looking at the market cap, or back in like 2017, 2018, it wasn't even $1 billion company. And now just in a couple years, in 2016, so if you take a look around here, it went from like $500 million to going, and it looks like it's headed to $3 billion. So the company has like increased 6-7 times in value in just a few short years. And this is before people are even aware of solar energy. A lot of people don't even know that this is possible. So I mean, there's just so much growth in the solar energy industry, and the market cap is going up. So that's what we like to see. And the good thing about management is that they're not flooding the market with shares. So that's another great sign. So let's talk a bit more about the management as well. I think this is another thing, with most bigger companies, Google, Amazon, like that, people know that basically, whoever runs these companies, a lot of the good things that are being done have already been done by the CEOs of past, and now they're just trying to basically innovate and grow. So one of the nice things I like to do is look at some of these lesser known companies and really see who's running them, because if there's good people running these smaller companies, they can grow much, much faster. So let's take a look at the CEO, Lynn Jurich. So who is Lynn Jurich? Well, she's one of the co-founders of Sunrun, actually, and she invented the business model of solar as a service and unlocked customer demand for clean, affordable energy direct on residential rooftops. So with more than $3 billion in installed solar systems across 22 states and District of Columbia, Sunrun has revolutionized how consumers get electricity. So before that, she worked at Summit Partners, where she was a venture capitalist, and she earned her BS in Science, Technology, and Society, and her MBA from Stanford. So pretty smart. It seems pretty smart. She went to Stanford, and one of the nice things is that, kind of being in that Palo Alto environment where all those startups are doing business. A lot of high profile, well-run tech companies are out of that area. So she's probably had plenty of time to look around and kind of be in a good environment where if you're looking to start a kind of a tech startup, that's a great place to be. And then let's look at the other co-founder, Edward Finster. So it says Ed co-founded Sunrun to make solar affordable for American families. He oversees the capital raising, legislative, and regulatory affairs. So before Sunrun, he served as director of corporate development at Australian Corporation. He's also worked for Blackstone Group, completing more than $10 billion in private equity and merger and acquisition transactions as well. So, I'm saying pretty good team here. Then we can take a look at the CFO. The CFO as well, 15 years of experience as CFO and CEO of high-growth Silicon Valley tech companies. So, good as well. He was CFO of Flurry, they were bought by Yahoo. And then COO as well. So like I said, guys, you guys can take a look at this information. You just go to the investors.sunrun.com. Check out the leadership and governance. Solid team of people. They've been doing an awesome job with this company, I think, and a kind of a new industry. You see these solar panels on the house. Just kind of a brand new industry, kind of hard to make a claim. And it just seems like this company, obviously they're not as, as boisterous and as loud as a guy like Elon Musk can be, but they're doing similar things for innovating and taking us away from these gas guzzling, from burning so many fossil fuels as our energy source and moving towards a clean energy source that'll be awesome for the environment. So what do I think about Sunrun stock in the future? Well, for me, this is probably a stock that I'm going to buy and hold for a long time. I wish I had just bought in right here, but I don't like catching a falling knife. So what kind of happened was, I saw the stock price was going down, down, down. I kind of just forgot about it. But I was kind of going through my Robinhood app and just looking at some of my watch lists and just seeing that the price kind of rebounded. It came back. And also, we're taking a look at here is when I see a stock plummet like that, there can be a lot of risk if you try to buy here because you're not really sure where the bottom is. So on a new company like this, it would have been nice for me to buy around here. But as long as I'm buying within the 20s or something like that, I plan to hold this stock for some years down the road. And once it completes, this gap, once it fills this gap, This is a nice resistance level, so unless we see a really terrible quarter, I don't see the price coming back to 20 anytime soon. Like I said, only a $2.69 billion market cap. It just seems like a very small price for a company that's the biggest residential solar panel player in the United States. Now, one alarming thing that some people may look at, they may look at that 470 price to earnings ratio and say the stock is too expensive. But this is actually something that I'm not worried about, simply because most of these younger growth companies aren't even turning a profit anyway. So the fact that this company actually does have earnings is just a positive sign. At least you don't have to worry about a company that's burning cash left and right. And I expect this PE to come down over time because they're continuing to add more and more customers. And this is, I think, is a great management team. You know, Stanford educated management team. You know, the company's based in Silicon Valley. I just think there's so many positives for this company. The #1 leader. I'm not worried about that inflated PE ratio. I think it will come down. It's just a nice sign to see that the company's profitable in the first place. So that's it, guys, for my kind of my presentation on Sunrun. I'm going to talk a bit more about this stock after earnings on February 27th. Hopefully we have some good signs there, and so I'll be acquiring shares. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please give me a like and a thumbs up, and please subscribe. It's really important that you guys subscribe to the channel so you get more videos. I'm going to be doing more updates after Sunrun earnings. So let me know what you guys think. Are you buying solar energy stocks? Or are you buying Sunrun stock? Or are you buying options? How are you going to play this? It is a potential options play based on earnings. For this one, it seems like it would be nice to buy calls, but I like to buy them after earnings, because if they miss earnings estimates, you could see the stock price reverse, and then you're playing a guessing game. If you were to kind of just say, hey, I think this stock is going to move a lot on earnings on the 27th, well, then you can simply buy a straddle. So you just buy a call and a put at the same price. So no matter which way it moves, you're going to make some money. So that's it for now, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please subscribe for more upcoming videos on kind of high growth stocks like Sunrun and other solar energy stocks as well. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and take care.